Heard about blockchain, the beauty of digital ownership sounded really powerful. However, as we've heard in a previous presentation, and that was a great introduction, it turned out it's not that easy to actually use this Web3 world. Because like any emerging technology, blockchain back then, 8 years ago, required immense efforts just to accomplish simple tasks. And that's being creating a token. We've seen some code of a token. And any other things. That was just terrible. And to be honest, up to this day, it's quite cumbersome to use DeFi. Not many of you do that. Some of you may have some blockchain, some cryptocurrencies, some Ethereum, but usually you do that on a centralized exchange. If you start using actual decentralized finances, you would see how cumbersome it is. With MetaMask, with developer experience, it's not easy. So we kind of feel that we need and can do better than that. So this is where Radix DLT comes into play. As a universal asset layer, Radix DLT introduces many powerful things, but one particular I'm going to talk about today is the fungible resources and non-fungible resources as first-class citizens, which means they can be passed around, assigned to a variable, returned from a function, etc., just like the function in JavaScript engine. And that is really powerful. It might not sound like it is, but it actually is, because it gives us much more security on the blockchain world, and it greatly improves user experience from the wallet side, and it also greatly improves developer experience when creating more sophisticated smart contracts. So yeah, let's dive in, and I'm going to ask you to focus, because I will put my microphone down and speak to you as I'm coding. Okay. All right, so let's try to start a project using this Radix DLT thing. And we have something called npx create Radix dapp, which should basically help us create the application. I'm going to go with WarsawJS and vanilla.js template, because it's the easiest one to clone all dependencies. There are other ways to start a project, but I just picked this one. Hopefully, yeah, it's there. So we are going to this. I'm going to open my VS Code, and I'm going to run this dev server and go to the browser. So as we see here, we actually generated some development scaffolding thing. So there are a bunch of things that you need to do in order to connect to your wallet. I have already done them, obviously, earlier. Sorry for that. And you can see my wallet right here. So when you're interacting with Radix application, you first need to connect your wallet to this application. So you go with connect now. And obviously it doesn't work because we have a presentation, and I just checked it a few seconds ago and it did work, but now it doesn't. Yeah, that's sad. But this is what happens when you do a presentation live, right? Always. Yeah. Okay, we'll try it in a second. You have to believe me that, okay, we'll try it in a second, but for now I'm going to show you how to actually send this transaction. So what happens on this page? It's probably because of the internet connection, why it doesn't work. So we have this code generated for Radix application, and this is kind of the most interesting part for this. So when you want to talk to your wallet, you instantiate something called radix-dapp-toolkit, which I proudly developed. You pick the network ID of your choice. This is the test network that you use. And then you go and send transaction to your wallet. So in order to send this transaction, you have obviously a function here, send transaction. So this is from the radix-dapp-toolkit. It exposes the wallet API. You have the send transaction method and something called manifest. And this is also really, really powerful thing, because this is going to be executed directly by the ledger. So we can see, and this is actually going to be signed by the wallet, and this is going to be executed by the ledger network itself. So as we've talked about different smart contracts, we actually have them here. So component address is an address of a smart contract, which we call method on, and that method is free token. So it's giving us this first-class citizen a token, some token, whatever token, and we get that token here in the entire worktop. So it's kind of in the memory, somewhere in the space, right? And then we call another method on account, and we deposit this token, the entire worktop, to this account. So there are a few things happening here. Yeah, basically the most important one is that it's unlike in Solidity, unlike in Ethereum, where you have a token with different balances. Here, you have an account-based model where you have all the tokens in your account. And I'm wondering how much time do I have left, because I'm going to try to switch my network and try again with this, how this works on the wallet side.
You have a minute.
I have a minute, perfect. Yeah, so let me just quickly try to improve this thing. I'm going to switch to my hotspot network and see if that helps. Okay, so we are now here. Yeah, and now it worked. Yeah, so I guess it was just the internet connection. All right, so we are using this application to connect to our Radix wallet. And first and most important thing is that it's now asking me to provide the identity for this application. So I'm choosing my Web3 identity, and for blockchain funds, this is not the same as an account. So that's also a quite powerful feature of Radix Network, that you separate identity from the account. And now it's asking me to provide the account permission. I'm going to click continue. I'm going to choose my WarsawJS account, which I have prepared earlier. And suddenly I'm logged in. So now the application, which I have just created, has my identity address and my account address, which I have shared but not signed anything yet. And moving to this transaction manifest, which was supposed, so I'm selecting this account. I'm claiming the hello token. Okay, and now I'm seeing the actual Web3 transaction in my wallet. I can review it. I can see that this transaction is proposed by a hello token application, which is actually the one that I've just generated. This transaction is going to deposit some hello token to my account. And this is just nice transaction preview, but if we go here, we can actually see that this is almost exactly the same manifest that I showed you in the code earlier. There are some methods which are added by the wallet, so something like lock fee from this account. I'm locking fee to pay for the network gas. I'm calling the method on the component on the smart contract, free token, and depositing it to my account. And really, last word, really powerful feature of this network is that I can have guarantees. So wallet automatically adds that for me. And you can't have it on any other network in the space. I challenge you to find me something. You can basically, on the network level, guarantee that after this transaction, you will have one amount of this token, or else the transaction fails and nothing happens. You don't get drained, you don't get your wallet drained, you don't lose your money. So all those faults that of Ethereum, of the hardness of programming the Ethereum ledger with Solidity, they are gone here. And my time is up, so I'm just going to sign this. Oh my God, I canceled the transaction. Yeah, let's just have it once again. I'm just going to sign it like this. So this is something your mama could use, right? I'm just signing it like bank app. Completing transaction. Now it's gone to the test network. I can see on Radix dashboard, it's it's there. You can see it forever or till the end of time that I actually, that actually my account got one hello token deposited and some of the transaction fee taken from. And that's it. That's how you can send Web3 transaction. Thank you.